Okay, we actually have a number of character shuffles, don't we? No, we don't. This is relatively similar.
I think it's just the addition of Jiang Ximing here. Ooh, Nangang Sheng picks up Mastery of Generating Interaction. CJ on Fate of Thunder Trip.
I have to say, Mastery of Generating Action, by far my favorite one in the entire game. Not even close.
So it's like this might be a forfeit, and this player's gonna play later, perhaps. Based on, oh no, they're putting cards on their board. Okay, good. Reassuring. Some interesting ones here. Mastery of Taoist Shrine is one of the more fun ones.
I can't agree with you. Sorry. When I see Mastery of Generating Interaction, the combined fun of the other 7 players just doesn't fit to what that guy's cooking with. I love generating interaction, and I consider it very strong. I have an extremely high win rate with it on most of the 5e cast to back.
I guess that's true. I'm only just realizing what I have said out loud, because when I saw Mastery of Generating Interaction, I thought it was the one that gave you a bunch of old tier 5 cards, but it's not. It's the one that gives you the 5 elements, cycle of 5 elements, right?
Yeah, Mastery of Generating Interaction is the one that gives you.
No.
No. Oh no! Oh, my fun is ruined. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I hate everything now.
All right, let's hope this. One problem with the replay mode is it's gonna be really hard to notice when she actually draws the Mastery of Taoist Rhymes. I'm gonna have to be watching her like a hawk on tier 5. Mostly Alexa, musician Ming Ming to be expected.
I will say that I think Mastery of Generating Interaction in its actuality, the real version, is pretty good on Nangang.
Yes, I agree. I think it's really good.
That's everything they want to do with UF. I'm sure they'll be hunting furiously for that UWF should they live so long.
Well, getting through the early game onslaught is going to be part of the challenge. We're seeing both G functions various degrees of behind on their physique. Duya in particular sitting at... Oh, that's really interesting to me. So rather than pick the tier 2, we went with Inheritance of Physique building to try to draw an extra physique card. That is a bold choice. Much more typical here with the tier 2. I feel like the tier 2 generally makes more physique than Inheritance of Physique building, but maybe wrong on that. Looks like DR does like rolling on 2 as well. Our board was pretty slapdash until this round, and we found the exercise tendons a lot of cards.
I think the rationale for a Fangsheng choosing to roll on 2 would have to be that that's where you can find Exorcism Elixir and also the Magnanimous Righteousness, which are 2 cards that are a bit so-so when you find them on 2, but really kick his game up to a powerful level when he takes his tier 4 card.
Definitely, and I think there's a very strong argument for rolling on 2 as opposed to rolling on like 1 or 3. The hard part is just that there's a very compelling argument for kind of every tier to roll on cards. Your tier 1 card, obviously, picking up a couple of wins early goes really far, and finding copies of like Mountain Cleaving Palms is just a card that's going to sit on your board like forever, and you can build a really good board with just Exercise Fist plus Embracing Chi technique that only plays your sort of mediocre physique cards once each. And then on tier 3, like the tier 3 set cards are just messed up, right? So it's a little hard to know when exactly you're supposed to roll on the character. There's just a compelling reason at kind of each tier. That said, this is a very, very strong board we've got here. This exercise tendon's no longer here. So we are choosing to not make physique. Have I got you there, Titania? It sounded like Discord was having some issues.
Yes, one of us is having ferocious Discord trouble.
Alright.
Alright, is our Zhang Jimang player running Painter? They are kind of doing the classic board that I expect to see with that is a little bit greedy to try to turbo roll 4 if you don't have the Painter side job.
Yes, we are playing Painter, and we've hit everything we could ever want, plus an extra pair of flanks. So this board's going to be doing its thing for quite some time.
They really hit everything, yeah. I mean, I expect they're going to camp on that 97 Destiny until late tier 4.
Yeah, there are a couple of boards that might be able to stand up to it once we get there. Cat Girl's board usually ends up a little bit faster than this. If you don't find any upgrades, the G-Feng Shengs can kind of contest you once their tier 4 is online, but you have a pretty sweet ride until then.
Yeah, I do think if you just happen to draw into Starry Moon, 2 copies, or also the Astral Move hit, either one can really make it enough to overcome most run-of-the-mill Xifeng Shen boards on 4.
Yeah.
Alright, we got some early preparations for World Smash. I love using Spring as our chi card even when it doesn't do anything. And now it does something. Okay.
we have managed to turn it into turn delayed billows, which, gets the job done.
I like that he has double turbulence, actually. I think that helps a lot in making this transition. And I'm gonna toot my own horn. I would know. I've played this character a ton. So the idea is that you usually want your innate mark to fall on water for much of tier 4 until you really find all the pieces. Because then you could just start straight onto Spring Smash, right? But Turbulent does the best filler replacement for the Smash until you can find it. And then the nice thing about using Turbulent for it, as opposed to like a maxed out Flash, is that you when you do find the World Smash, you just have to kick the Turbulent back a single card. Do Spring Smash Turbulent, and then just rotate around the elements with whatever random garbage you find.
Yeah.
On the back end.
No, that makes a ton of sense.
It just very naturally bridges you from your early boards through the world. And then you can shift to marking metal instead of water once you find 1 or 2 shuttles.
This Yan Chen keeps taking 14 Destiny off people by winning on single digits. So, Duyard does not have enough physique here. All the makings of a really good tier 4 board, but are we considering eating 10 cards to break through? Is this why we took Inheritance of Physique Building, because it just says draw a card?
I can't imagine we're actually eating 10 to break through.
I feel like we were thinking about it and then have decided that we're not.
It's like being a dueling Juan and you hit round 7 and you're planning to play Overcome, but you realize you haven't taken any cultivation. So you start pulling the cards off your board, what it would take to break through on round 7, and you realize, oh, I'm gonna get to carry 1 card. Yeah, maybe not. And then you put a wall back.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never done that. I've never done that because I then just eat the 10 cards and just have 2 cards and 2 overcomes and hope that it
Right,
works.
right. We just overcome into overcome.
Yeah.
Because those are the 2 cards that we have left.
Okay. We're
Yeah,
seeing...
Senpai, I can see, also had flashbacks to this.
Yeah, we have 2 kind of not quite their G-Funk Sheng boards. Obviously, having broken through and having a level 2 soul seizing is just crushing for DR. But they don't really have that much else to support their meditation. It's a spot you can end up in quite a lot. You know, where we now got elusive footwork for Chi, which is, you know, it's nice. And then it's just a bunch of kind of jonkers and a soul seizing. Bonus ability similar to Physique Master in terms of letting you get your meditation online a turn earlier, and you know, contributing to the Wiki Cup and a very small amount of extra HP.
It is very small in the early game, but it does scale to be a pretty hefty amount if you survive for a very long time.
Once you start getting close to that, like, you know, 90 physique or whatever, and it starts turning into 10 HP, it starts to look pretty good for a tier 3 immortal feat.
Yeah, yeah. At that point, it's better than a bodybuilding, almost a meteor quench for a tier 3.
Well, I'm not surprised to see Xian on Star Power here, or Star Power Hex Hybrid. Not really a fantastic lobby to be leaning into his internal injury suite.
Definitely, this looks like one of those boards that's going to be running Starry Moon and 5 Thunders both by the end.
These Thunder Rhythm hexes are a little underwhelming without the former side support. You're just shy. Actually, these cards don't do any damage anymore. We have 2 attack down. Okay, we get there eventually. The 5 turbulent World Smash replacement.
Another advantage of trying to make your transition into World Smash using a Turbulent is that if you hit Cycle of 5 Elements as the tier 3 fate, Turbulent actually becomes a piece that you're liable to want on your end. Just the added chi enables you to run some slightly better versions.
This is some tech been seeing kind of more and more out of the musician Ming Ming sort of mid-game setup. The Crash Footwork Tremellos to get the benefit of Styx Knight on 3 hits. Turns this into a pretty substantial amount of damage.
Yeah, I mean, Crash Fist Tremolo is the only one they printed that has 3 hits on it, so you gotta do what you gotta do.
You have to get a tier 4 treasure from this sect if you want a 3-hit as good as Tremolo.
Even then, you can't get it in the multiples.
Yeah. We have a little bit of cleanse. I don't think it really keeps up with this amount of damage, though.
Especially running 3 back-to-back block cards against Tremelos. You don't expect it to fare particularly well.
This fish Xian is Maths Master.
Narrowly surviving the Cat Blast.
Okay. Jiang Ximing's board's starting to fall off a little bit. This Tiger is very good in the matchups where it's good, and very, very, very bad in the matchups where it's bad. I was really looking forward to seeing that spirit back down into something.
So to be clear, you're just going on the record referring to Gild the Lily as falling off.
I'm referring to losing losing a fight. 2 fights in a row.
I'm interested to see they skipped Heptastar Soul Stat. They're just not even interested in messing with that.
Yeah, I think into 3 Yuan lobbies it looks a lot worse. Your defensive cards are just like your tigers and extremely suspiciouses are just so not up to scratch when you're dealing with those boards.
Is the rationale that if you've received enough poison from Sure Roars and Soul Cleavings that it's not even worth a turn to make them skip anymore?
I think it's that if you are... Yeah. And also just, it's so easy for them to just kill you before your Exodia finishes setting up, because the cards you want to play here, like what's your best card in this slot in Exodia, you know? Tiger just makes their Soul Cleaving deal more damage. Extremely Suspicious also makes their Soul Cleaving deal more damage. So you're playing like Falling Paper Clouds or something. And, you know, sometimes that will win you the fight, but, you know, 33% of the time. It's just not really where you want to be in that matchup, I think. So better to just take Epiphany, get the guaranteed speed, you know, outspeed pretty much everyone in the lobby, and just build your star power board. Trust you'll get there.
I think the correct answer for that is you get a reason by analogy that reveals cleansing Fulu.
Ah, true. That is probably it, actually. Yeah, DR taking a narrow loss there. Built up enough physique now with this Baron in the load to get to break through here, but it's cost us most of our destiny. Ooh. The No World Smash board doesn't get there. CJ going in. It's not a good run for Wu Jingzhe so far today.
It really has been rough for that character. And that's a step moon on a Sword Intent board, but it sure is a step moon.
Sure is.
So I'd have in the back of my head, you know, it's still possible to find Cloud Swords this late. I only need to come up with 7 of them.
We've gotta get to round 12 before we start thinking about that, I think.
Even junky phase 1 Cloud Swords that have 2 hits look pretty alright with a step moon.
Everybody has drawn a treasure this game. Everyone just has a treasure.
You know, you can even not cut the Cat Blast, right? Just you run like Step Moon and then Dragon Roam Moonshade and then play your Sword Intent thing after.
It's certainly possible. All right, you have to be happy to see that when you're at 15 Destiny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think also just happy because your opponent has appraised that you're winning this combat.
Yes.
That's even more happy than it could save you Destiny.
I'm really sad to see Kindness Tune slot 1, I think. Alright. Jiang Ximing does find the 5 Thunders, which is kind of core to that tier 5 power spike. On death's door here.
I actually wonder if Zhang Zhimeng had a locked 5 Thunders, possibly. Because there's really no fallback for finding the 5 Thunders once you've skipped Heptastar Soul Stat.
No, it looks like we just drew it. Just drew 2 of them, in fact. Yeah. So
good on him.
Yeah. Knows what he's doing. Knows the score. Alright. We have taken Sword Pool the Heart Ask, because once you're on 15 Destiny, what's 10 more?
And looks because it can draw Cloud Swords. Oh no! She got rid of the Step Moon! Oh.
Unlucky. One thing I've been seeing from Lin Xiaoyue players a lot lately is building a whole sword formation board in their hand as this as sort of like a last couple of turn pivot out of the sword intent board. I've been caught by it once or twice, and I've been seeing it sort of more and more. If people are prepping to deal with a big hit on turn 4, they often will let you just stack up defense and then murder them with a Mirror Flower.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. Sword Intent has probably the most numerous counterplay options of any archetype in Xian. And so, but you know, if you just ambush your opponent with something else, no matter what they've gone out of their way to counterplay it with, they're doing their own thing slower now.
Alright, let's see what Snowball is dedicated to this rhythm order. This is Snowball versus Fake Snowball, by the way. So we're all about. This is an incredible board. I don't know if I believe in it, but it is truly incredible. I believe in dive though. They're kind of ready for this. Alright, this...
I love this board.
The Metal Seal Rhythm Water. Alright. Real Snowball wins indeed. In the G-Function Mirror, we're both running Shocked here. Just Shocked as our only sort of Crash Fist. It's just a way to deal extra damage. Actually, two very similar boards.
I mean, if G-Functions are still both stuck on their tier 4 boards, and you could just add a single tier 5 card to kind of turn it around in the mirror, Shocked is a very good choice.
Sure.
The amount of self-damage that is inflicted by Meditation of Xian without actually reducing your HP is incredible. It really charges up a dramatic amount as you both sit there regenerating against each other.
Yeah, definitely. It's something I think I probably undersell the value of Shocked is just its standalone force card. Also love this setup, the just Surging Waves Vast Universe off Elusive Footwork, even if you're just using it as just a agility engine. Obviously here the Vast Universe the Surging Waves also powers up the Shocked damage, but just a pretty solid little board when you don't quite have a board. Also here, leveraging
I actually think it's not merely not quite a board. They're playing against the Internal Injury Ming Ming this round, and so Demon Breaking Palms is incredible when your opponent gives you the debuff. Elusive Footwork, incredible when your opponent poisons you.
Absolutely, and Demon Breaking Palm really a card that is right at home in these mirrors. I think it's one of the cards that gives you the biggest edge when your opponent is trying to do the debuff setup. The fact that you can just turn that around into a bunch of attack up, it really helps. It's kind of his, Ming Ming has her sticks, Xiaobu has her tier 5, you have Demon Breaking Palm on G-Function. It's, maybe not quite as swingy as those, but it does quite a bit. Alright, let's see if this gets there.
I'm very interested, yes. I love seeing these very hard counterplayed boards.
Close, but not quite enough. The Ming gets the job done. Alright. We've got the tooth.
Wait, you say the Ming, but that debuff has been renamed to Sticks, which I'm gonna insist on this one time so that I can assert that Sticks and Stones did in fact break Function's bones.
Alright, fair enough. You got me. Alright, we've got a pretty solid board here for the Ming Ming. Bearing the Load, Concentric Chain Soul Cleaving gives you 2 turns of Entangle, plus all the debuffs from the 2 sticks. No, sorry, I was right the first time. 3 sticks plus 6 stacks of Internal Injury. Piles on the damage pretty quickly, and then we round things out with the Soul Seizing. I'd say pretty classic stuff into a very non-classic board.
Well, the most classic thing that Ming Ming can do is just draw a predicament off the top and ambush someone with it for for a free scab 1 round at some point later in the game that Musician is just entitled to.
And then roll it away and never see it again, and just let your opponent sweat.
Yep, they'll keep playing around it randomly on rounds, and you'll know that it's long gone. They'll never know.
The old surely if they haven't played it for 3 rounds in a row, this is their time.
Chat, all puns are intended, and I'm not sorry at all.
Yeah, let's see which of these beautiful boards wins. I'm willing to admit I do not have a huge amount of confidence in this Rhythm Water board.
The thing that perplexes me about it's become somewhat normalized for Nangong Shen players to skip Swift Seal onto your 5.
Yes.
But a big part of what makes that a viable plan is that the character usually intends to wind up on UWF.
Right.
So if I had such an out there board, I suppose they still look to me like they intend to play UWF, so maybe that is reasonable, right? If you just take this entire board and slap a UWF at the start, it's already circling a card, it already has seals that this will enable to chase. So I think that's really what they're waiting on.
That makes sense. Quick look into what happened to our Xian Shen friend here. Not quite enough hexagrams to get this 5 thunders over the line. Okay, it's time. It's time
He's
for.
Gonna get ambushed by it.
Looks like it's Jiang Ximing here, staring down unbeknownst to them, predicament for immortals.
Okay, at least their board's not a full chase. They are, skipping 1 or 2 turns of it. This weekend is gonna make it in there before the 5 thunders can come through. This really looks like it's gonna be rough for Zhangxi.
Yeah, plus with the upgrade to Shuroro, there's just so much damage on this board now. Shuroro is concentric, well on soul cleaving, but with the extra damage from the sticks, it piles up pretty quickly. So I think this is...
Roar is scary. That's for sure.
Yeah, it puts you on a very, very short clock. So I think this is probably going to go the way of Ming Ming. There's no attack down, and Ming Ming does take a non-zero amount of damage from her cards, but I still think it's probably not going to be enough under predicament.
I think as the Ming Ming player there, I would have been leading on the Shurk, and then I can play Cord into predicament.
Yeah,
Doing that way reduces both players' effective HP pools, and I think that favors Ming Ming.
Yeah,
I think you have appraised otherwise.
I think I like that too, though obviously in this case it ends up being much of a muchness.
Yeah, it really doesn't make a difference there. But when you see that your opponent has Polaris and into Crop Omen, you know that it's okay to... They're not going to board a round 1 chase. They might change it up to have a round 2. No way they're chasing round 1, though.
Yeah. Alright, well, obviously Predicament's off our board. But we're obviously not going to be playing it this round. You would never play it 2 rounds in a row. Actually, it looks like we're just unsure if we want to roll anything away at all. We're sitting on
roll the predicament. you need a card to roll, right?
That's true.
Those other 2 cards looking more valuable.
If we roll these away, we're making the other decision that we're never gonna cut predicament. Ooh, we drew a Dao Rhyme. I got a soul cleaving. Pretty sick.
Yeah, that was, I think, the best hit that they could have hoped for there.
Yeah. Another one? Another soul cleaving? I'm sad we don't get more at own paces around here. Oh, we discovered one. Oh, we drew a card. If you gamble too many times, eventually you lose. I mean, it's free cultivation. Wishing for more wishes.
Surely this concentric makes it into the final slot. Not stick spin?
Well, this is not enough chi cannot play card, but I do kind of feel like it's better than.
Yo, you're correct. It is. Okay.
I do feel like it might be better than a soul seizing level 1.
I think not enough chi cannot play card might be better than a Styx Moon's Glow, because you're only playing Styx Moon's Glow into an empty Corden tune anyway.
True.
I think I'd just skip a turn and then at least hit them with something on the second.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I agree with you.
But I also don't think any of that matters.
Well, maybe. This G functioning is not dead. Okay, you know what? That one had me guessing all the way through.
I was very uncertain. That's one where I'd be interested in the recap if my not enough chi can't play card does get there.
For sure. Alright, well, unfortunately, Snowball's beautiful rhythm waterboard has fallen to the less beautiful.
Snowball, you're a hero. You made it that far without the UWF that you were clearly hoping for. I admired the creative board.
Alright, now we're at the point in the game where I kind of wish I had my tier 3, but that's fine. You still got plenty of card quality here. This is not quite enough agility.
They have the option to just anti-chase the opponent because they're not quite enough at agility. They're short 1 crane footwork from the triple chase and 2 cards.
Yeah.
Which is a very powerful breakpoint, but what you can do instead is Styx agility into soul seizing, and then decline your own full chase with bearing the load, and then just cleave twice you're bearing the loads.
Yeah, which I generally like, though I feel like once you're at this level of upgrade, that stops being enough. Like, you kind of just need to kill them, because that Fire Thunders, when it's maxed backed by Max Polaris, is just hitting so hard that your little bit of like attack down and bearing the load doesn't quite keep you alive through it a lot of the time.
I think even more disconcerting is Shifeng Sheng hedged against being anti-chased here. Right? They would have only been denied a single turn of chasing, because they would have gotten 1 chase in before the anti-chase came through, and then the Heaven Hex would have had its chase blocked, but there weren't any chases on the remainder of the board.
That was a photo finish. The extra damage from the I snapped my stupid thing on there. The extra damage from the realm killing palms just barely getting over the line.